Lillian, no camels for me. Okay, so the mess back home is wrapping up. How can I ever say thank you? I'd be lost without you. I'm not sure how I got so lucky to have your trust, love, and friendship. Just give me a nudge if you think I'm slipping away. I can't picture my life without you. Did you get the meeting on tape? Could I see it over here in my free time? There's not much to do. Watching you in action might help me move on. No worries if it's not possible. Maggie, the Amazon, knows all my back home troubles. She needed to know for her job. Telling her everything has really helped. She listens well and keeps me focused. She's also been pushing me hard. Maggie calls it fitness training. She's got me in shape. Check out the pictures, I think you'd like her. I've told her about you and want you two to meet when we're back, maybe at the beach if things go as planned. I might wrap up here earlier than expected, maybe 2 or 3 weeks early. By shaping the message in a more straightforward manner, the essence of Liam's communication is preserved while making it accessible and employing commonly used words. This approach maintains the story-like tone and personal touch of the original message. Old Man Abernathy put a top team together, so let's hope for the best. Lots could go wrong, but we'll see. I really want to leave this heat, and the darn sand behind. I hate the sand the most, it gets everywhere. You clean up and in no time, you feel it on you again. Can't wait to be rid of it. Got to go back to work. Thanks for everything. Love you always did, always will, Liam. Lillian read Liam's email over and over. His words made it clear he and that Captain Maggie were close. He wouldn't outright say it because he's still married, but it was obvious. Lillian felt okay with this. She loved Liam but wasn't quite sure how. She didn't feel jealous about Maggie, maybe she was just glad Liam had someone there, maybe that was it. And Maggie, she seemed super attractive. Lillian truly wanted to meet her, who knows what could happen. Liam's photos blew her away. He always looked good, but now he was something else, lean, tan, muscles showing. Maggie must have him working out. In the picture, Liam stood in the desert, no shirt, looking off. He had his gun and a small smile. He also got a short haircut, it made sense given where he was and the hot weather. God, he looked so good. Lillian felt a rush. She printed the photo, it was going on her desk. Then she printed another for her house. She also sent the photo to Liam's boss. His work friends needed to see how much he had changed. The other pics were from other times, with different looks and clothes, maybe from places far off like Iraq and Afghanistan, he didn't say, so she just couldn't guess. She kept all the pics. Lillian had a sharp thought. She thought about sending that one pic without a shirt to Sarah to show, look what you lost, but she didn't. It would just make things worse than she wanted. Everything was done, signed, dated, and stamped, now they just needed Judge Merkel's okay. Lillian didn't want anything messing it up. Just a few more weeks, and it was over. But Sarah, the woman, thought she and Lillian were still pals. She didn't get hints or clear words that Lillian didn't want to hang out. Sarah thought they had to be apart just until the court stuff was done. She really didn't get it. Lillian let out a sigh. That thought was mean and not needed. Lillian knew Sarah wanted Liam back and saw Lillian as her way back. It didn't matter to Sarah that Liam wanted no part of her. Sarah just couldn't see it. She couldn't believe she had hurt things so bad that it couldn't be fixed. Their marriage made whole again. 19 years with Liam, and she didn't know him at all. Sarah was into her new job and seemed to like it. She missed the money from before, but it was a good job. Still, it had room to grow. She also went back to her old name even before the divorce made her. She had a buyer for the house, which would be done next week. Lillian found it a bit of a shock that Sarah was doing all she could to meet the divorce needs. Abby got a full-time job at an accounting place. She, too, was doing all she could to meet the deal she signed. But unlike Sarah, Abby wouldn't say sorry for what she did to Liam. It wasn't Abby's doing, all on Liam. Everything Lillian felt like giving Abby a piece of her mind. Abby didn't call Liam dad anymore, just that guy, if she even talked about him at all. Abby was mad. She had to leave school, work not in her plans at all. Forget her. It took her friend a week to cut the meeting video into small bits to send to Liam, 5 clips in order. I want more pics like the one without a shirt. I'm making a calendar quick, buddy. I need them loads, loads, loads. I'm sending you the meeting clips in several emails, all today. One video was too big, so you're getting 5. Sorry if you're upset when you see me telling off Sarah and Abby, it's kind of my thing. Hope these clips help you move on. Sarah and Abby are sticking to their promise, your old place will be gone soon. Hard to believe, but Sarah is all in, making sure everything is just right. She's driving me nuts, wants perfection, such a bother. She keeps acting like we're still pals, drops hints she might be writing to you. She visits me a lot, which is annoying, but helping you is worth it. Want any updates on Sarah or Abby, just ask. Be careful with Sarah, she thinks you're coming back. Your call, but be careful, okay? I'd love to meet Maggie. Can I call her that? Hope so. Choose a beach, and I'm there. Maggie might laugh, but she makes me think of what's that old show, Xena, Warrior Princess, yeah, that look I get shivers just picturing her in it. Wow, does she even have something like that to wear? Man, I'm being naughty, but it's chilling me all over. Maybe I should start dating again. Nah, I'll wait for you. You do owe me a few dances, you know. Don't make me come after you, Liam, it won't be nice. I hope you wrap up that work soon. I kind of miss having you around. Sure miss seeing you or hearing you. Maybe we could Skype some weekend. I've got no clue where you are or what the time would be, so you call me on a Saturday or Sunday, my time, anytime, fine. Maybe do it once a month, no need to plan it. Whenever you can works for me. Mr. Abernathy talked to me last week. I know he talks to you too. Did he tell you you're getting a big bonus for finishing Phase 1 and Phase 2, whatever they are? He was super happy on the phone, so don't be shocked if you come back a rich man with your settlements, and these bonuses just might happen. Oh, and I sent him your pic without a shirt, he shared it with everyone at work. It's even a big picture in the lobby now. Cool, right? Okay, got to go act like I matter or something. Right back when you got time. Say hi to Xena for me, Lillian. Right after sending the emails, she had another thought. Dang, she needed to hit the gym, no way she was meeting them in a bikini looking how she does now. Nearly 2 weeks passed before Liam got to watch the videos Lillian had sent. He was amazed by how well she did at the meeting, so thankful she was on his side. But he was torn about how she dealt with Sarah and Abby. On one side, he was glad to see them get what was coming, it was good to see that. But still, he felt mixed about it. He saw his wife of 19 years and his girl getting pushed down hard. It was tough to see, really tough. Maggie was there with him, both of them with no clothes on, sitting on what they called a sofa, but it was pretty bad. She hugged him tight. Are you okay, Liam? Is this what you want after all you went through? Liam let out a deep breath. Yes, no, I'm not sure. I'm just happy it's done. Lillian didn't hold back. Ha, Maggie smiled. Nope, she didn't. I think she was really that mad. I like her, How she stood up for you when you weren't there, was something else. I don't know anyone who would do that for me. I have to meet her for sure, a friend like her, she's worth a lot. Liam laughed. She is worth a lot, always has been. She was really mad. What Sarah and Abby did got to her. It felt like they betrayed her as much as they did me. Maggie paused, then asked, do you think Lillian will be okay with me being a big part of your life, maybe your partner if we end up there? Liam answered without pausing. She will, I'm sure of it, Maggie. She's already okay with you. Her jokes about meeting you on the beach and the Xena outfit, she wouldn't make those jokes about just anyone. Lillian thinks you're going to be a big part of my life, and her talking about meeting you at the beach, that means she wants to be a part of your life too. You know, Sarah and I asked her to come on trips with us lots of times, but she never did, not once in 19 years. But you and I were not even back home, and she's already said she'll meet us. That's big for Lillian. The Xena outfit, I think that would be cool to see. It shows she's already cool with you. Maggie laughed. Then I guess I should tell you both, I actually have that outfit in storage. I wore it to a Halloween bash in college, it still fits. I have a snap of me in it on the cloud. Want to see? Yep, Maggie got on his laptop, found her cloud, and got the pic. Wow, Maggie, he was all stirred up seeing the photo. Maggie grinned. Looks like you like that pic, you know it. You must have been the star at that party, not just guys. Liam, after some drinks, chuckled, did any guys try to win you? Are you sure you want to hear, Liam? Yeah, it's okay. What happened before us is past. Would you judge my past flings? Nope. Well, no guy stepped up, but a woman did, dressed as Wonder Woman, rope and all. She was buff and pretty. She dared me. Liam couldn't hide his excitement. For real? Who won? Maggie acted sad. She was down in 90 seconds. I made sure she knew it. What do you mean? It means I took her rope, tied it around her neck, and made her mine. She had to stick by me at the party, kneel by me, and serve me. She even fed me when I needed it. After, though she lost, she still gave me pleasure for hours. When done, I let her finish herself off, then I sent her away. Liam was over the moon. Wow, Maggie, you do stuff like that a lot. Would you like it if I did? Maggie touched him gently. Ah, yes, Maggie, she laughed loud. I did it just once, Liam. It felt right that night. He threw his laptop on the couch and pulled her close, kissing her as deeply as he could. Abby got home before her mom, that was usual, and it was just one more thing that bugged her. The condo her mom got was okay, not too fancy but fine. It had 3 beds, 3 baths, and a spot for 2 cars. At least you couldn't hear the neighbors, the garages were in between the places. Mom put down a big chunk of money on it, not wanting a big loan, she wanted it paid off fast, thinking he might come back. But why would he come back to her, to them? Abby got herself a glass of white wine, she had just turned 19, but her mom was cool with her having a little wine now and then. Her mom laughed it off as being very European. It was Friday, another dull Friday at home. Abby was so bored, she was bored, sad, and down. Her birthday had just passed, and that man didn't even send a text, an email, a call, a letter, a card, nothing. It wasn't right how he did her, not right at all. Mom took her out to a fancy place for her birthday, and even sneaked her into a club. Abby didn't dance, though, she didn't know how, didn't want to learn, and sure didn't want to dance with any of the guys asking. But her mom did, she danced with a few guys. She also had quite a few drinks, just enough to get silly, like she was having a blast and thought Abby should too. Mom just didn't get it. Abby couldn't have fun because that man had ignored her birthday. Mom always made up reasons for him, it was really annoying. He might be in a different place, on a different time, she said. He was working long days, she said. How would Mom know that? It didn't matter, just excuses. So what if he was busy? So what if he was in a risky spot, always close to death? It was his choice to be there, he should have stayed home. He should have just done what Mom wanted, he should have worked with her so she could finish her project. If not, he should have stood up for himself, not let Lillian fight for him. That was shameful, it was so embarrassing to have that woman judge her. Abby couldn't stand Lillian, maybe she wasn't sure, and that bugged her too. Tears ran down her face again. Sarah came in and saw Abby at the table with wine and tears. She sighed. It looks like one of those nights. Are you hungry, Abby? Do you want to stay or go out? What do you like? Sarah asked. Abby just shrugged. I'm not hungry, Mom. Oh, why not? Just not okay. How about I order something? You might want it later, like Thai food. Sure, Mom, whatever you like. Thai it is. How was your day? Made any friends at work? No, why would I? Because it's normal. So, anything fun happen at work? Abby shrugged again. I got a pay raise with my review today. That's awesome. How much? Abby sighed. $24.50 an hour. Starts Monday. Wow, isn't that a lot? You think? It's nothing, sweetie. You've only been there a little while. Most folks get a 50 cents to $1 raise for the time you've been there. Why? They give you so much. Abby frowned. I guess because I found a mistake in one of their reports. Wow, Abby. They have you checking reports? No, Mom. So, here's how it went down. I was taking this paper up to the bosses because I was bored and peeked at it. Guess what? Big mistake in it would have cost them a pile of cash. I told them when I dropped it off. What did they say? I asked. Abby just kind of lifted her shoulders. Zilch. They didn't think I was right. But later the big boss, he tries to sound mad but ends up thanking me. It was his mess. So, here's the deal, Mom. They want me to hit the books again. They do. Yeah. Mr. Schofield says they'll pay for me to finish school. It would mean I'd work less, though. That's awesome. Why the long face? I said no. I can't work less. Money, I got to pay off this big fine because of that dude. Talked to Lillian, she could help. I suggest. No way. I can't stand her. I won't ask her for a thing, Mom. Let's out a big breath. It's not begging, Abby. This is a big chance. Lillian can check it out and help you. She's got the power to do it. I bet she would. It's a no-go, Mom. I won't ask her. And him. He forgot my birthday. I'm so mad at him. Hope he gets what's coming. Do you really hate him, or just mad? It bugged me too. Him ignoring your birthday. I thought it was small of him. I wish I had answers, Abby. Maybe he's waiting for you to say you're sorry. You to owe him that? So that's where it stood. A big mess, but deep down, I wonder if things might smooth out. If everyone just talked. He won't take my sorry. Not over the phone, anyway. My sorry needs to be face to face. I'll say sorry when he's back. Don't wait. You could email him. You both can fix things. Why should I start? He kicked me out. Yes, he did. I don't have to say why. Right, you know he felt your hurt, more than mine. He can forgive what I did. I was his wife. You were his only kid. I needn't say more. Right, can't you see how he felt, how he saw what you did to him? Think, Abby, you're smart enough to get it. I didn't deserve that, Mom. It was not fair, maybe not to you, but Liam thought it was. So if things are to be fixed, it starts with you. He thinks it all began with you. Don't let your pride, or anger, keep you from your future. It's silly, and childish. Admit it, Abby, you messed up, own it, and say sorry, Abby, it's cool. You're just saying that, because you want him back. Mom, yes, I do want him back, I won't lie. I think he'll return to me. You're dreaming, Mom. He won't come back to you. He's moved on, but you won't see it. Won't see what, Abby? How could he replace me, and with who you think it's Lillian? Be real, Mom. It was never about Lillian. The army lady on the Skype call at the meeting, didn't you see her, right by him? I remember someone there, but seeing him that way shocked me. He had a gun. I just didn't really notice who was with him. It was a woman, Mom. A tough-looking lady too. She wasn't just by him, she was close, right next to him. And she kept her hand on his shoulder the whole time. She never let go or moved away. It was like she was showing he was hers. How did you not see that? I didn't. All I really saw was the mad look in his eyes and the gun he had. I missed the rest. I saw it, Mom. I was staring right at her, no doubt about it. She's with your ex, and she's not letting go. Not over there, and likely not here either. You need to stop hoping he'll come back, Mom. I don't think he will. Sarah felt tears come. Liam with another. That hurt deep. He was with someone else. Mom, you should start seeing other people. You're waiting for something that's not going to happen. He left us, Mom. No, he didn't. We left him, both of us. He might have someone new, I'm not sure, but he didn't leave us. You're wrong, Abby. We turned our backs, we were mean, we did. You need to see that and fix it. I can't date. I won't let him find me with someone else. I can't. I hope there's a chance to make things right. Not if I'm with someone when he gets back. You're dreaming, Mom. He won't care. You sure? Did you try to talk to him? Anything? No, you once said he was just sulking. I saw your messages, he wasn't sulking, but you are and have been. Abby's face got mad. See, Abby. You blame him, you should be blaming you and me. Me, we did this to him. Maybe he went too far, he got mad and hurt, but we should have seen it coming. We didn't. We didn't have a plan for what he did when we should have. You and I were too sure of ourselves, too proud. We thought he would just do what we wanted. Lillian was right when she said we didn't show him any respect. We didn't. Now we're paying for being so dumb. That's what it was, Abby, just dumb. Face it, Abby. Abby's tears kept falling. I don't know what to say, Mom. He just pushed me away like I was nothing to him. Just like that, he did what we did. Abby wiped her tears. I never told him I loved him, Mom. Yeah, I said it on the phone, in texts, but never face to face. How come? Sarah looked at her daughter and then just gave a small lift of her shoulders. Maybe you felt you didn't need to. That doesn't make any sense, Mom. Maybe not, but it's how it was. He knew, he always knew, until he didn't. I can't make this right, Mom. I don't know how. I don't even know where to start. Oh dear, do you feel sorry for what we did to him? Not just sorry for what happened to you, but for what we did to him. Do you wish you hadn't done any of it? Abby nodded just a bit. Yes, she said in a really soft voice. So, do you hate him? Abby looked sad. No, I don't. I'm just hurt and mad. Really mad. I want him. I want him to love me again, but I know he won't. Sarah smiled a little. Wait here a moment. I got something today you need to see. Just give me a bit, okay? Abby nodded as Sarah stood and left for their office. After a few minutes, Abby heard the printer. She looked up as Sarah came back into the kitchen. This came for me today, Abby, Sarah said as she gave a printed page to her daughter. I was going to show you after dinner. Abby took it and tried to read through her tears. Sarah, I'm lost for words. I thought flying far away would help sort my feelings, but no luck. This place is like no other, it's like being on a different world. Back home feels so far away here. But I need a favor, something I can't do on my own. I don't even know how to ask. Can you tell Abby something for me? I couldn't reach her, no address, no email. I tried calling on her birthday, but her phone's cut off. Did she change her number? I asked Lillian but got no clue. Please tell her I did remember her birthday. I tried to reach out. I'm sorry for how I was back then, you know what I mean. I miss her, Sarah. I miss us being close. Is there a way to fix things, or is it too late? You might not want to help, and that's okay. You don't owe me anything. I'm not trying to sneak back into your life, really. I've changed. War changes you. I can't go back to who I was. Email time is short here, got to go in a bit. In a simple way, the writer is trying to mend a friendship from miles away, feeling the weight of words and distance. Abby read the email over and over, and then she just sat there, feeling all mixed up inside. She ate some food and drank some wine because her mom told her to, but she hardly remembered doing it. She stayed at the kitchen table long after her mom went to bed. It was really late, like 2 in the morning, when she finally moved to get her laptop from the office. She saw her mom had sent her the email from Liam. Abby hit reply and added Liam and Lillian's names. Dad, I know I shouldn't call you that now, but I don't care about what the court said. In my heart, you're still my dad, and I'm still your daughter, no matter what anyone else thinks. Thank you. I thought I might not hear from you ever again. I've been so down and mad. I love you and miss you a lot, Dad. I do. Mom showed me the email you sent her. I've been sitting here for hours trying to figure out my feelings, thinking about what you asked Mom. Now it's 3 a.m., and I'm still all over the place. I'm sitting in the dark, the only light is from my laptop, and I'm not sure how to say what I need to say to you. But I think some things shouldn't be said in writing. I need to tell you a lot face to face. I'm not sure I'm brave enough for that. I know I have to see you, but I'm really scared. A bit ago, Mom told me I was being childish. She didn't use those words exactly, but that was the message. You said something similar the last time we talked on the phone. You were right to call me out for giving advice about you and Mom when I hadn't been in a real relationship myself. I didn't listen, I thought I knew it all, but I didn't know anything. I want to fix things between us, but I'm stuck on how to do it. I had so many ideas, but they all seemed wrong after a while. I need your help, Please, Dad. Sure, tell me what I need to do to earn back your love and trust. Only you can say what's needed. Give me a chance. Next, I have something hard to say. It might make everything else seem like a lie. It's not, but it might look that way. I understand that, but I still need to ask you this. I don't think I'll get another chance like this. Yesterday at work, during my check-in, I got a bigger pay raise than I thought was big. Mom had to explain how it was a lot compared to others who have worked as long as me. But there's more. I was also offered a chance to go back to school, and my company would pay for everything up to a master's degree. They want me to stay with them for 5 years after I finish. This means I'd have to work part-time and go to school. I'd not be able to do what I agreed to in the judgment we had because of this. That's why I said no at first, but now I'm asking you to let me do this. I know I shouldn't even ask, I know I don't deserve it, but I'm asking you to let me have this chance. Lillian can check the offer is real. Lillian didn't stand up when Sarah and Abby came to sit with her. She was still mad at them, but she knew she had to meet them. She hid her real feelings, ready to talk. Thanks for coming to see me. I would have asked you sooner, but I needed this to be official, she said, handing Abby an envelope. What's this? Abby asked, worried about what was inside. The court said it's okay to forget your mistake. I couldn't ask the judge until today. She wasn't happy, but she said yes. So can you take the job offer tomorrow? Abby's eyes grew big as she read the paper. She looked at Lillian and nodded. Yes, I was asked today, and I said I'd have an answer tomorrow morning. But why, Lillian? Why would you do this for me? Sarah was just as shocked. Abby, if it was up to me, I wouldn't have helped. I'm still really mad. But it wasn't my choice, it was Liam's. He would have done this without thinking twice, so you have what you need from him. Thank you, Lillian. Thank you. Does he know? Does Dad know you did this? No, he can't, right? He's not here. I don't know what they have him doing because he can't tell us. But it makes me worry. He's gone more than he's here, but I'm sure he'd agree with what I did for you. Abby gave her a thanks, then looked closely at the paper as a server came over. I could use a strong drink, maybe two, Lillian said. She got a drink, and so did Sarah, who asked for a big scotch and a wine. Lillian raised an eyebrow at Sarah's pick. Really, Sarah? I'm a lawyer, I work with the law, and you got wine for someone too young, right here. Sarah grinned at Lillian. The wine's for me, Lillian. But a small cheer for Abby wouldn't hurt, right? Fine, just don't let her drink too much, Sarah chuckled, and Abby looked up from the paper to smile at Lillian. When their drinks arrived, they picked out food. Heard anything about Liam, Lillian? Anything you can tell us? Sarah asked. Lillian thought for a bit. He was told he had up to 14 months for the work. You knew that, right? I said he didn't think it could be done in that time. Yes, okay. So about 10 weeks back, he thought they'd be done in about 9.5 months. He said he's got a great team, they hardly mess up, and when they do, they fix it quick. They're all working a lot, making big overtime, so he'll be back soon. Not sure, Lillian said. It's all rough guesses. I talked to him on Skype right before his last trip. Things are getting tough there, Lillian said. They're running into more trouble than before, but take this lightly, okay? Liam's really good at his job, Lillian said. He's got to deal with the tough folks there. Likely, pay them off. It could slow him down? This could push him way back, maybe even by 14 months. Why? What could make his work take so much longer? You know where he is? If there's a lot of shooting. Sarah's hand flew to her mouth. Has he been shot at before? Did Liam get shot at? Sarah asked, shocked. Yeah, a few times. Once in Iraq, twice in Afghanistan. But the captain of his security team is top-notch. She quickly dealt with those attacking him. She's super serious about keeping Liam safe and bringing him back home, Lillian said. The lady next to him during the meeting, that was her, Abby asked. That's her. Her name's Maggie Dumbarton. Sarah and Abby shared a look, silent. Anyway, Liam might come back sooner or later than we thought. It's hard to say right now, Lillian said. Sarah's heart beat fast at the thought of her husband. She couldn't think of him as her ex, being in danger. Maybe even close with that captain, as Abby suggested, was too much, but right now, all that mattered was his safety. She wanted him home safe, no matter what. Abby gently squeezed her mom's hand under the table. Lillian noticed but stayed quiet. Liam is doing what he loves. He told me he likes the freedom of working on this project his way. He gets along well with everyone there, military and civilians. They've become a close group, being far away and facing danger together. Does that? Lillian asked. I think he'll miss them when he's back, Abby said quietly. Liam isn't fighting, is he? I mean, the security team is keeping him safe, Sarah asked. Lillian looked worried. Mostly yes, but he had to step in a couple of times. I'm not sure about the details. The Taliban were coming fast, breaking through the army's lines, heading right for the folks hiding out. Liam stepped up. He held them back just long enough for the soldiers to catch them. My God, he's not meant to be in the fight, right? Sarah gasped, shocked. Lillian just shrugged. His folks, they had no guns. Then they were his kin. Liam did all he could to keep them safe till Maggie and her team could step in. Did Dad tell you that? Abby asked. As asked, Lillian laughed a bit. No way, it was Maggie who told me. She felt bad she had to say it. Maggie, you two talk like friends, Sarah questioned. Yeah, I do. I spoke to her a whole bunch. Takes some time to get used to her, but I do like her. I trust her when Liam can't. Maggie makes sure I know he's okay. She shared how Liam ended up in 2 shootouts. Mad at herself, it went there twice. But she's made sure Liam's been learning with her crew. Knows the ins and outs of small team moves. Liam's learning soldier stuff. Our Liam sure looks that way, he's not the same. You might not spot him if he was right by you. Got any new pictures of Dad? Abby wanted to know. Lillian paused a bit, then said, You sure you want to see, Abby? Really sure? Yes, please. Can I, and you, Sarah? He's not your man now. I want to see too, please Lillian. I know I might not have the right, but please. Lillian picked up her phone and sent a bunch of photos to Sarah and Abby through a message. The first pic was of a big group, looked like the whole army team and the folks with no guns. Nearly 150 people stood there in the first photo. Liam was on his knees in the middle. To his left was a lady named Maggie Dumbarton, and next to her, a very big man, young too. To the right of Liam, also on their knees, were some regular folks. The next picture showed Liam sitting on the ground, legs crossed. He had something that looked like a map on his lap and a compass on top of the map. Snow was all around. Maggie Dumbarton was squatting right next to him, close. She was pointing at something on the map with one hand, and her other hand was on his back, not because she was going to fall. Sarah turned pale at that photo but kept quiet. The last photo was Lillian's most liked. Liam was in the desert, no shirt showing his muscles, with a gun strapped around his chest. He wasn't trying to look cool for the camera, he just stood there looking far away. Both Sarah and Abby's eyes popped at that picture, they both wondered what he was thinking right then. Cool, right? I sent that one to Mr. Avery, he turned it into a big picture and put it up in the office lobby. Now, everyone who comes in sees it. Lillian said, Dad looks so changed, Abby said quietly. He totally does. He's been working out with the army guys, tries to do it every day. He even runs 3 miles whenever he can, Lillian shared, full of pride. Sarah looked at Lillian, a question in her eyes that she found hard to ask, but Lillian guessed. Don't get your hopes up, Sarah, Lillian said in a soft voice. He hasn't told me anything. But don't think he'll come back to you. I don't know what he's planning or thinking. Better not to expect much. Sarah felt like she had been hit. This Maggie lady. I can't say, Sarah. He hasn't talked about his personal stuff, only answered a joke I made when he first got there. I joked about him looking for a camel to love, he said he'd have no camels in his life. That could mean a lot, really. He's quiet, and so is Maggie. They're tight, that's clear, but that could be just because of all the stress they face every day. Don't think too much on it, Sarah, and don't wait for something that might not happen. She seems mean, Abby added. Oh, her face, she calls that her I'm not happy face. Seems normal for her from what I know. She's really smart, works hard, and she can be funny when she feels like it. Has a kind of humor that's not loud but sharp. And yes, she can be real tough when she has to be. She's pretty in an easy way, Sarah noted. Maggie's in the army, she's not going to wear makeup to a fight, right? Abby guessed. Guess not? Anyway, let's not guess about what might not be, Sarah. Abby, I have to ask you something, Lillian said. Yes. Abby responded. Why are you calling Liam Dad again? Abby's face went red, and her eyes got wet. Because he is. I can't change what I did, I can't. He'll always be my dad, even if he doesn't want to be. Do you remember what they said when you got the papers? The words he wanted you to hear. Yes, I do. Actions have consequences. I'll never forget that. Do you think it was too much at first? Lillian asked. Yes, he took away everything. Everything I loved. Yes, he did, to you and your mom. Just like what you and she did to him. You took everything he loved, everything precious, for no reason at all. So, do you get how he felt, how he suffered, how he feels even now? Abby nodded. Yes, I get it. I feel so bad for what I did. It's more than just feeling sorry, Abby cried. Just say you've learned, Lillian spoke, her voice empty. I have. I really have, Abby said. Sarah watched, curious about where this was going, forgetting all about Maggie Dumbarton. So, you want him to be your dad again? Lillian asked. Yes. In my heart, he's still my dad, but I want him to see me as his daughter too. I want him to care again. But I don't know how to make that happen, Abby struggled through her tears. Here's the deal, Abby, Lillian began. He and I talked a lot about him disowning you. I tried to change his mind, but he was fixed. I've never seen him so hurt and mad. Yet, he knew what he was doing. He wanted you to hurt, to feel the gap and pain he felt. And you did, right? Abby nodded. Yes, every single day since it happened. Do you want that to change? I don't get it. You can't take back what you did to him, right, Abby? No, I wish, but no. But he can take back what he did. Do you want that? What? Yes, but how would he even do it now? Sarah got it. Lillian was still making Abby feel the burn, but there was hope at the end. He left a way out, a way to undo the disowning. But only if you ask me. You have to make me believe, really believe, that you want to be his daughter again. Even though he was mad and hurt, he still left the door open for you to come back. Do you want that? Yes. What do I need to do, Lillian? Please tell me. I'll do anything. Okay, it won't be quick, but you can show me you're serious. You've kept your promise, even if you didn't want to at first. So, got any friends at work or home? No, I haven't. Why? Because you need to make a friend? Not just someone you know, but a real friend. Step out and find a life. Got it. Yes, but it's hard. It's not that hard, Abby. You probably know someone, maybe from work. Make a friend, be a friend, live more than just at home. Stop feeling bad for yourself and start living. Should be easy, right? But how will you know I've made a friend? You'll tell me. I'll trust you. It'll take time, but you can do it. Make it happen with someone. Okay, I will. What else? That's it for now. Keep me updated, make sure it's real. Yes, okay. There's someone at work. She's a bit older but nice. Really nice? Her name's Linda. Good start. Make it happen and let your mom meet her. This is on you, Abby, but your mom can help. Any worries? Lillian asked. No, Lillian, none. Thank you. Don't thank me. This was Liam's idea, his choice. Still, thank you. Both need to know about the will. You're not in it. The one he made before he left, you're not included. It stays that way until he's back to change it. Understand? I never thought I'd be a part of it, Abby said. I said no. But it might touch Abby if they change the law back before he gets home. Abby, being his kid again won't change his last wish. You won't get his stuff. That's okay, Lillian, Abby jumped in. I don't need to be in his last wish, just let me be in his life again. Okay, let's start there. All right, then, Abby agreed. And watch who you hang out with. No one who will drag you into bad stuff. No drugs, none of that. Be wise, Lillian warned. I will. Linda's kind. I'll chat with her tomorrow, okay? Maybe we can do something this weekend. Lillian just gave a quick nod. I'm not here to tell you how to live, Abby. You figure it out, make it work. Abby's eyes sparkled with tears, but she was all smiles. Can I write to him, Lillian? Do you think he'd be okay with it? Abby wondered. Lillian gave another shrug. I think that's fine, but remember, he's busy. Replies might be slow. Yet, it won't hurt. It's a way to connect, right? Might be good for you both and me. Would he be okay with me writing too? Sarah chimed in. I thought you were already doing that, Sarah. He hasn't mentioned anything to me, but keep it easy. I'm not sure what you should say, but keep it easy, if that makes sense. It does. Thanks. I'll think hard about it. I just need you to know, I know it's been a long day for me. I need to sleep. Thanks for dinner. I'll call you again. Good night, Lillian, Sarah said, getting up and walking away without looking back. Abby went back to reading the paper that said she was no longer under judgment. Mom, is this for real, do you think? Is it actually true? Abby asked. Yes, dear, Sarah responded softly. Lillian is still mad at us, but it's true. You've got to be sure this is what you want, Abby. If you don't go through with it, you won't get another shot, said Mom. I know, Mom. I won't mess up. I miss Dad. I want to be his daughter again, Abby replied. I miss him too, but you have a chance to get him back, and that's what matters. Now let's head home, tomorrow's a work day, Mom added. In the car, Abby asked, Mom, do you think Dad's gone for good because of that picture? Mom let out a heavy sigh. Yes, I believe so. You think that too? I did, but now I'm not so sure. Maybe Dad's with that Maggie lady just because of where they are. Could it end when he's back, right? Abby asked hopefully. Why would you think that? Mum asked. Maybe because Maggie's all about her military career, right? She'd have to leave that to be with Dad, Abby suggested. Maybe. I don't know, Mum said unsure. But if Dad is with her, how does that make you feel, Abby? Oh, Mum, not good. I still love him. How could I like sharing him? Mum answered. But that's what you were doing before, right? I'm not blaming you. I pushed you all. I can't judge. It's the same, just now you're not married, Abby said. Maybe he'll come back, give us another chance. Who knows? Abby said hopefully. You're not seeing the big problem, Abby. I broke his trust badly. He'd never trust me again, Mum said. Is that so big? Abby asked. Mum laughed a little. Yes, I think it's even bigger than love. How come? Abby wondered. Well, some folks stay together with little or no love for a happy marriage. Two things are key, trust and balance. Trust is easy to get with balance. Balance, you mix in a bit of give and take. Both must be happy with what they get. If you lose one, often the other goes too. Then it's over. Got it? I said so. So you see, I messed up the balance with your dad. I cheated on him, and it was a dumb move. I should have talked to him about how I was feeling. I didn't give him a say, just went ahead and made things worse. Do you think he would have been okay with it? Sarah laughed. No way, she said. That's why I did what I did, hoping it would give me time to change his mind. But I played it all wrong. I figured if I said I was drunk, he might overlook it a bit, maybe even like it in a weird way. But he knew better. He saw through my act and wanted answers. And the guy at the party, Lindstrom. I thought I wanted more from him, but really, I didn't. I realized I didn't even like him that much. He was too full of himself, not my type at all. Yet, I was mean to your dad for weeks after that. I honestly don't know why, because, in the end, Lindstrom wasn't all that great. But that's what happened. Sarah thought about the past, the risky choices. Losing her dad wasn't worth it. What if you had talked to him? Someone asked. Sarah said she might have stopped her plans or asked for a divorce to chase her wants. That would have been fair, but she didn't do that. Think about this, Mum. We saw Maggie with Dad twice. She was always the one touching him, not the other way around, her child, Abby noted. Why does that matter? Sarah wondered. It's only 2 times we saw. But if they are close, it looks like Maggie cares more than he does. Dad was always loving. You said he didn't show that same affection with her, at least not with touches. I hope for Dad's sake he's happy with her, wherever they are, Abby mused. Sarah stayed silent. When they got home, both did the same thing without knowing. They printed a photo of Liam in the desert, framed it, and put it by their beds. Liam lay on his side, propped on his elbow close to Maggie. She was on her back, his hand lightly touched her skin, damp with sweat, as he traced her stomach softly. They were both hot and sweaty from their long time together, ending with Maggie lying down and Liam on top, moving for what felt like forever. They both panted hard. Liam liked to see Maggie's body beneath him. He enjoyed making her muscles jump as he touched her lightly. Her chest, not big but firm, caught his eye. Her tits always stood out when they were close like this. Maggie had a grin on her face, her eyes shut. They had a big talk last night. No shocks for either of them in that chat. Liam's big job was done. Just one more day here, and soon they'd part ways. Liam got close. Maggie said, but in the end, he didn't win her whole heart. She felt no man could. But he got near as much as she liked being with Liam, loving him too. It wasn't enough at day's end. She couldn't leave her army life. The army was her world, her family, it was all she knew, all she wanted. Liam got it and respected her truth deep down. He also felt they weren't meant to last. He shared that living a calm life wasn't in her blood just as following her wasn't his path. He had deep feelings for her, but not the love needed for a forever bond. After their chat, they were glad to be in agreement, yet they both wanted that holiday back home. No changing that plan. And they'd bring Leland along. No budging there. With her eyes still shut, Maggie smiled and said, "You talked in your sleep last night." That caught Liam off guard. "I did. Was I making any sense?" "I think so. You said Abby's name a lot. You didn't sound mad when you said her name. You talked about Leland too." "Ha. I can't wait to see them both. But I'm a bit scared about Abby." "Why?" "She's happy, she keeps telling you that." "Why worry?" "I don't know. Maybe she won't feel the same when we meet face to face." Maggie made a tisk sound. "You are making a big deal out of nothing, Liam. Was she mad when you video called her to say you were coming home?" "No, she did seem happy." "That's because she is. She even said hi to me, and I wasn't close by. She asked me to join the call, didn't she? Thanked me for looking after you. She sounded really nice to me." "She'll be okay, Liam. Just be happy you get to see your daughter again." "Yeah, maybe I'm just worried for no reason." "Thanks. It's too bad you won't meet her, though." "Why?" "I don't think she's keen on meeting her dad's girlfriend. No kid wants that. It'd be weird for me too. I'm excited to meet Leland, though. Would you mind if I brought Leland into bed with us?" she asked with a bigger grin. Liam laughed. "Go for it. I think she's curious about you. I've never heard her talk about liking a woman, but hey, whatever you two like, I'm okay with it." Maggie laughed too. "It might just be joking, Liam. I have to be careful, you know, the army doesn't like this stuff much. But whatever works for me." "Did I say anything else in my sleep, anything hot?" "Hot?" "No, you said Sarah's name a few times." "I did. Sounded like it to me. I was having a bad dream." Maggie laughed again. "Didn't seem like it to me." "Ah well, you should talk to her, Liam. You don't need to say sorry, but maybe say you forgive her. What harm, her short emails to you? Looks like she wants to say sorry, face to face, or letter. It might do you both some good," said Maggie. "Maggie, I'm not saying see or now. In fact, I say wait till after our beach trip. I don't want you thinking of her when we should be having fun," she added. Liam laughed. "Okay, after the trip, maybe. I'll be swamped at work when I get back, and I need to find a place to crash. You can stay at Lillian's as long as you need. You know that." "Yeah, but I can't just live there for free. Stop, Liam, you're making problems where there are none. You and Lillian might end up together after the trip, it could happen. Just relax and see what happens, Maggie said. Liam shrugged. No point in fighting it, then. Maybe Lillian is just joking, but I think she's into you? I'll just see how things go. Maggie woke up and turned to face him. She took his hand. She's into you, Liam, trust me. I already told her we're not staying together. You did, when? Last week, I was sure last week, and I thought she should know. I told her not to say anything till we talked. I also said if she wants to be with you, she should make it clear on our trip. Really? What did she say? Maggie laughed. You'll find out. She plans to be close, Liam, she said. There are 20 years to catch up on. Happy now? Wow, yes. Wow. I think you should have been with her 20 years ago. Maybe think about that on our trip, Liam laughed. So you're playing matchmaker now? Maggie just shrugged. I think you're better with someone around. Lillian felt a mix of nerves as her plane slid to the stop. Liam and Maggie had flown back to Georgia 5 days before to talk about their trip and had made it to Bermuda just last night. Lillian had caught an early flight that morning sitting in the posh seats, but even with the fancy ride she couldn't ease her jittery feelings. Even though she knew they were both eager to see her, could things go as she dreamed, or would it just turn out too strange? She wasn't sure, but she was about to find out real soon. Leland was among the first to step off the plane. Walking into the hall from customs, she first found it hard to spot them, and when she did, her heart almost missed a beat. There they were, coming right towards her. Liam, he looked like a dream. His skin had caught the sun and he looked strong, chilled out, and oh so good looking. His grin was huge. Maggie Leland hardly knew Maggie for the change in her. Maggie's hair fell loose, fuller than Lillian thought possible. She wore a simple summer outfit, flip-flops, and her face was all smiles, no signs of her usual grumpy look. Maggie's grin matched Liam's. Leland froze, mouth open, until Liam wrapped her up in a big hug and then he kissed her. It wasn't just a simple hello kiss either. Lillian wrapped her arms around him and kissed back with all she had. Before she knew it, they broke apart. She already missed being in Liam's hug when Maggie moved in, hugged her, and kissed her too. Wow, that kiss was hot. Leland kissed Maggie back just as hard. Too soon it ended. Liam and Maggie each took one of Lillian's arms and led her to get their bags. Lillian's head was all over the place as she walked with them. Getting their bags was quick. Lillian had just one big bag and a smaller one. See, Liam, Lillian knows how to pack. You should have let her pack for you last year. Hey, no gripes, woman. I packed for a long time and you left most of what you took. Next time ask Leland to help. Maybe I will then. You can't moan about it for a year. How's that? Maggie laughed. Ask me to pack and you'll have nothing to wear. I'd keep you with no clothes. Liam, Lillian laughed too. I do the same, Liam, though I've not seen you with no clothes on yet. Wow, you two are teaming up on me. Yes, both women said together. Liam had got a car and they chatted easily on the way to their hotel. Their little house by the sea was amazing. It was on its own by the beach, so they could be without clothes all they liked. It even had a hot tub hidden away. When they got in, Liam hung back while Maggie took Lillian's big bag to the bedroom. Leland stopped at the door and looked back at Liam. He went red. We thought this is what you'd want, but if not, it's okay. I can sleep on the sofa bed. It's better than what I've had this last year. Lillian gave a small smile and went back to him. She took his hand and led him to the foot of the bed. Maggie, yes, Lillian, Maggie said with a smile. Can you help him out of his clothes for me? I've been waiting a year to see him with no clothes. Can you show me how he likes it? Lillian asked. Maybe you want to get ready first, Leland. Liam hinted. Sure, Liam, I was promised sweets. I want them, Lillian said, eager. Maggie giggled at Liam's face as she slowly took off his clothes, touching him gently and telling Leland what he enjoyed as she did. Lillian watched with a big happy grin, loving every bit of the show Maggie put on. Lillian was very excited. Lillian gasped when Maggie revealed Liam's harden, reaching from behind to softly touch his balls. He likes it when you suck these, Lillian, and try putting a finger in his backside. It drives him wild, Maggie advised. Leland was shocked. You've done that before, she asked. Many times. He's very sensitive there, Maggie explained, letting go of his balls and holding his hard member. Lillian's eyes grew wide as she looked at Liam, naked and ready in front of her. However, she still had her wits about her. Liam, your turn. Undress, Maggie. Follow the same steps. she said with a grin. Liam smiled back. Being with two women at once was new for Liam. He dreamed about it, but feeling a bit shy at first. The women quickly made him comfortable. Both wanted his full attention and he gave as much as he could, but it was overwhelming. Yet it was an incredible time, a memory he'd always cherish. After hours Maggie left Liam and Leland alone in the hot tub, saying she had to do some things. Both knew Maggie was giving them private time, which they liked. Leland let out a happy sigh. Was it everything you hoped for, Lillian? Liam asked with a smile. Absolutely yes, I'm beyond happy, more than I hoped. This is a great start to a holiday. It's awesome to be here with you both and us. Are we okay? Yes Liam, I've wanted this for so long now that it's happening. All I can say is thanks. Lillian laughed. Does that clear things up? It does, he said, smiling. I was worried after all these years. I thought it might mess things up. No way, forget that thought. I'll take whatever you give me here. Here, only here. Lillian looked at Liam and smiled. Yes Liam, just here. I do love you, always have, but it's not the marrying type of love. I've thought a lot about it. When I saw you at the airport I knew you'll always be in my life, but I can't be the woman you need as much as I love you. We get along. I can't give you the full love you deserve. Get it? I think so. I feel similar. I'm still not over Sarah, to be honest. Yeah, you're not, and maybe you never will. That's just how it is. Sarah was everything for you until she messed up big time. Liam's mood darkened and Lillian sighed. You're mad and you have a right to be. What you did shook them up big time. It was tough on Sarah and Abby. I'm still mad at them too, but you need to talk to both of them. Liam scowled. Abby, yes, but why? Sarah, you need to hear her out. She has things to say to you face to face. She needs to talk. You need to listen. You're on Sarah's side. No way, I'm with you. That's why you should hear her out. She messed up big time. She knows it, and man, she's been bugging me a lot since you left. Maybe that's too much, but I saw her more this last year than the last 19. She even joined my gym to catch your eye when you got back. Didn't want to look bad, really. Why? Lillian laughed. Happy. She wanted to look good for you. You'll be shocked, Liam. She worked super hard. I wanted to drop some weight, but Sarah, she went all in. She's as fit as Maggie now. That's hard to believe. Lillian smiled. Not really. She knew about you and Maggie saw her as competition. Yes, I kept quiet, but she figured you two were a thing. Never whined about it, but got ready to match Maggie physically, especially after I showed her your tough guy desert photo. Still gives me chills. Liam chuckled. Didn't know about that photo till later. Yeah, what were you thinking when it was taken? Liam laughed. Truth, I was looking for a place to pee. Leland cracked up. No way, you just killed my dreamy view of you. Liam, true story. Lillian, keep that to yourself. The boss blew it up big and hung it in the lobby. It looks even more amazing than my picture. I bet a lot of girls dreamed about you this year 'cause of that big painting. Oh man. So about Sarah, let her say sorry. At least you don't have to take her back, Liam, but she's going to wow you when you see her. Let her speak. Okay, do it for me if nothing else. Liam thought it over, then nodded. I'll see her, Lillian, only 'cause you asked. I doubt I could say no to you. Really? Lillian chuckled. Then we might chat about you having a baby with me. Lillian just shrugged and said, what, for real? I've thought about it a lot, Liam. I likely won't marry anyone. I don't want that. But a kid or two? Yeah, I've thought about it, and you always come up as the dad. I'm still just young enough for kids. I'm not really asking, but do you think you'd like it? Liam was startled but pondered the idea. Prior to his response, Lillian continued. I don't want money for the kid, Liam, but I'd like them to have your last name. I want them to know you're their dad and for you to be in their lives. Liam was beaming. Lillian grinned broadly and said, wow, Lillian, yes, I'll do that for you, of course I will. Excellent. I have some pills for tomorrow, but if you agree, I won't use them. I'm not stopping babies right now. So, you believe it will occur this week? That's my wish? It's simply something Liam and Sarah will have to handle. What has Sarah to do with it? Liam, hurry up. I know Sarah made a huge mistake, but be honest with me. Are you still in love with her? Does it matter after what she did? You can't tell me you didn't think of her while you were away. Liam scowled. Liam, it certainly does, Lillian. She had to face the music after making a major error. It's time to move on and give her another chance to make things right now. Liam, she'll make it. She won't let you down once again, even if you two end up dating for a very long time. She's a gifted reader, believe me, and everything she's done since you left has been to beg for your forgiveness and acceptance of her return. She really hopes you do, and you ought to. Don't argue this, I know I'm right. Lillian, I'm not sure. The situation has evolved. She has also evolved. If I didn't think it would work, I wouldn't advise you to go for it. But you may force her to demonstrate her shift, don't make it simple. Regarding Sarah, I'm not promising anything. All I'm saying is that I'll meet her. Liam, that's a start. It unlocks the door, but you're going to have a child with me first, before you return to her. All right, Lillian. I'm not about breaking homes, you know, Liam laughed. Why are we still sitting in this sauna? Liam halted at the door, doubting a little more before he knocked and nearly startled as the door swung wide. He needed to do this, he wanted to, but he also wanted to turn back, couldn't picture this meeting as anything but painful. Seeing Sarah again, could he do it? Daddy, Abby yelled as she jumped into his arms. Liam was stunned by his daughter's hug. She held him tight, crying into his chest. Hey, he said, holding Abby. I didn't expect you, honey. Why are you crying? Please stop, Abby gripped him more firmly. Hey, it's okay, Abby. It's all simple and fine. Sweetheart, you're holding on to me too tightly. Abby let out a loud scream and took a step back to see his eyes. You're not going to leave again? Abby questioned. Yes, I intend to remain here. I'm done traveling, so yeah, I'm here to stay. Abby gave him another embrace before bringing him into the apartment and saying, Dad, here is my pal Linda. In front of a young woman. As Abby turned to face Liam, Linda smiled warmly. I told her everything, Liam said. Dad, I have a pal. Well, Abby, that's fantastic. It's nice to meet you too, Mr. Robertson, at last. Linda laughed and gave Liam a hug. Greetings from again. We'll hang out a lot, I'll wager. Abby, and I wanted to visit you before we left. Would you want to join the four of us for supper tonight? Liam arched his eyebrow, and said, 4 of us. Oh, I apologize, Dad. Linda, you, Mom, and me. Would you please come? Yeah, obviously. Verify that I'm not crashing. Abby giggled and said, no way. Linda and I will be back by 6. She gave her dad a hard embrace once more and pleaded with him to remain. Please, have a conversation with Mom and come back here. Linda was the one to shut the door, smiling at Liam as she did, and Abby let Linda lead her outside, eyes still fixed on her father. Liam held Abby close, saying, I'll be here, love, I promise. Abby let go with a mix of sob and hiccup, then hugged Liam again, only letting go when Linda tugged at her arm. He turned and spotted Sarah a few yards away, and his breath caught. Lillian had not been lying when she claimed Sarah was all in on becoming healthy. Sarah had always been attractive, but now she was breathtaking. Hello, Liam. Sarah made ecstatic cries of surprise and excitement, as she let go of Liam's grasp and he quickly wrapped his arms around her, drawing her in for a long, loving kiss. Welcome back home, thanks for coming, she whispered. He briefly broke off the kiss to mutter, you fool. You silly fool? Sorry, so sorry, she whispered in between kisses. Yes, yes. Their clothes were off in a blink, no thought for anyone coming back, no thought at all. As Liam picked Sarah up, spinning her around into the dining room, he pushed her between 2 chairs, sending them flying, then he bent her over. Liam let go of all his anger, the hurt, the sense of loss, and it turned into a wild need to take back what was his and his alone. Even though Sarah was stronger now, Liam still folded her over the table and pressed her down with his left hand, even though she pushed back into him and made noise as he joined her. Liam didn't care, he moved forcefully, his left hand on her hip, and his right on her back. "You are mine," he said, in awe of her powerful physique. Sarah's nails drove into the table as she replied, "Yes, yes, all yours," accepting Liam's claim over her. Liam had never been this hard or tough with her, and Sarah liked it. Sarah was lost in joy, not knowing what was happening to her body and not caring because her man was claiming her again, and that was all that mattered. Liam finished with a loud sound, releasing into her many times while Sarah let out sounds of joy. Suddenly, Sarah felt something big. Liam felt it too and went harder. However, he wasn't finished yet. He swiftly turned Sarah to face him, lifted her up and set her down on the table with her legs draped over his shoulders. He then drew her near, bending her deeply. Liam, still eager for more, then entered her once more, causing Sarah to scream out. Her legs trembled uncontrollably, her face was close to his, her eyes wide and fast blinking, and his eyes still and wild. "Look at me, Sarah," he whispered angrily, "you belong to me. I own every part of you." Sarah was almost done with their intense moments. She wanted to cry out, to ask him to stop, but she didn't. Instead, she gave Liam whatever he wanted. She bit down, her hands hitting the table weakly as he went in. It hurt a lot. He was softer now, though. Yes, he went in without any prep, but he moved slowly, his hands sliding over her back. Both of them were sweating profusely, and the air filled with the smell of them together. He moved slowly and carefully, taking her again. "More, Liam, harder," she breathed. He followed suit, losing track of time. Liam grunted, matching Sarah's long moans. Her hands reached for him, but they didn't come close. Their bodies made loud noises, causing them to climax together. Liam, panting and out of breath, leaned on her, pinning her to the table. She gasped for air, seeing spots dance in her vision, but she didn't want it to end. When he withdrew, Sarah remained there, catching her breath. She turned to see Liam, looking strong and sweaty. He reappeared, coming back, lifting her up and holding her firmly. "You fool," he said. Sarah sobbed, nodding, "I understand. I apologize, but we need to discuss," she wailed. At this point, as he caressed her, she inquired. "Shower first, then again in your bed," he said. "Come," Sarah replied, grinning through tears. They left their clothing behind. When Liam entered Sarah's room and saw the new items, she told him, "I sold our old stuff, Liam. Everything has to be removed. Abby and I had been the only people in this room. This bed has only been used by me for sleep." Liam nodded, relieved that she had told him. He wouldn't have felt comfortable entering if the old items had remained. He simply nodded at Sarah before accompanying her to the large bathroom, where they had a long, considerate shower. He washed her completely, including her hair, after she had done the same for him. When they returned to bed, Liam was firm but gentle. She felt a little uncomfortable when they were near, but she didn't mind because she had her man back, which was what she had desired. They moved slowly, and it felt right for both of them. Liam touched her gently and whispered, "We should get our clothes." With a giggle, Sarah rushed to get them, saying, "I'll get them, you stay." After placing them on a chair, Sarah returned to her bed with Liam. Pulling her in close, Liam continued, "I really like how you look now." Sarah said, "Thank you, I really tried to look good for you. Lillian said that you did this to win Maggie over. I didn't want to seem old and not nice next to her when you got back," Sarah said, her cheeks flushing. She nodded. "Sarah, you didn't have to do this. She was never in a race with you. I thought I'd lose you for sure if I didn't. Not at all. No race existed. True, Maggie didn't like you at first, but over the last 3 months, she hasn't stopped telling me that we should be together. She meant it, but not exactly in those terms. It took Sarah some time to process what he had said. Liam, what's next for us? It's all up to you, Sarah. I want to tell you 2 important things. You make that decision afterwards. Me. Indeed. Subsequently, Liam recounted to Sarah the events of their first year together, including the moment Maggie's head struck the inside of the Hummer, which made her giggle. She continued to giggle and remarked, "That must have hurt, Liam?" "Oh, she had a big headache after that, but those helmets are tough," he said. As he spoke, Sarah had some sadness and perhaps jealousy, but she was also relieved that Liam was no longer seeing Maggie. "I'm glad you had her with you, Liam," Sarah said. "Yes, it's difficult, but I'm glad she was there to ensure your safe return." "Would it be acceptable if I thanked her one day?" Liam shrugged and said, "Well, if it does. You have the last say. It might occur at some point. I'm grateful. What will happen next? May I ask?" she inquired. "I made a promise I'm going to keep, even if it might be a deal breaker," Liam said, drawing in a long breath. "Lillian wants for me to become her parent. She wants my children, but she doesn't want to marry me or take me away from you. The pair of them. Youngsters? You know, like having children together. Yes, having sex with Lillian to give her 2 kids. Wow, Liam. It's not to hurt you, from her or me," he replied hurriedly. "Lillian even desires our reconciliation. However, it's unusual and could be too much for you. You make the decision." Whoa, I didn't anticipate that. I need some time to reflect. "Give it everything to her," Liam said, planting a kiss on her. "For the time being, I'm living at Lillian's house, but not as her lover, well, maybe not entirely. Our beds are not shared. We'll stop having sex once she has a kid and I leave, until she wants another child. However, if they haven't already, I firmly believe that Lillian and Maggie will wind up together." "What? Does Lillian like girls?" "No, she shares Maggie's preference for both. They understand each other better than they could have with me. Really, it's worth watching. Did you accompany them both?" Sarah turned Liam onto his back and leaned down to make eye contact. "Yes, just before I returned, in Bermuda. For 2 weeks, all of us were present. You spent 2 weeks with each of them." Liam laughed and said, "Yeah, but by the 2nd week, I felt left out. Lillian will continue to communicate with Maggie, and we will wait for her to complete her career, which should take 7 years. Maggie's retirement goal is to have a senior officer position. Maggie is okay with me and Lillian having children. It seems to be their concept. All good, so they won't take you away from me." "Sarah, no. I was done with Maggie. That was Bermuda. Lillian really wants me to come back to you. She is certain about it, and we don't plan on doing anything more with her than having children. You're different, Liam." "Yes, in some aspects. Not every time. Sarah, I know this sounds bad, but I can't share you. We're alone if we return. There is no other way I can have it." "I whisper? Give it some thought. There's no rush. I realize this is a lot to ask. Liam, do you truly think you want me back? Have you granted me forgiveness?" "Yeah, I do want you back. I want you back, but I want you all to myself. That's the reality, Sarah. I realize it's a disaster. However, I do say yes. I don't mind if you and Lillian become parents." "Liam, I am Just because she defended you, I'll accept it. Liam, she was really incredible. So powerful. Lillian is the one who should have your children if anybody in the world. Put in a dozen. I'll not bother. I swear never to wander. I can't believe I did that to you and to us, man. I sincerely apologize. Stop, Sarah. All right, it's finished. Let's go back there, he murmured. Weeping, she buried her head in his chest and said, Liam, I'm still yours. Are you serious? I'm not, Liam responded as he stood up. Sarah observed him, as he went to his clothing and took something out of his jacket pocket. When Liam returned, he crouched down next to Sarah on the bed, and she gave him a perplexed expression. Sarah, will you marry me again, please? Even with what I said about Lillian, I want you back, but as my wife, Liam pleaded, holding out a little package to show her. Inside was a brilliant diamond ring. His inquiry startled her so much that she screamed and covered her mouth, staring wide-eyed. Sarah. Indeed. She finally yelled, finding her voice. Yes. Liam, oh my God, absolutely. Sarah sat there staring at the ring with her mouth hanging open as Liam put it onto her trembling hand. You know, Sarah, that ring was chosen by Lillian and Maggie. They both want our reunion, he said. Liam returned to the bed and embraced Sarah. So, soon she be Mrs. Robertson again, tell me about Abby and her friend Linda, he said. Friend? Sarah chuckled. Liam, they're no longer even buddies. They make a good duo, and I'm delighted for them. Are you serious? You don't mind that Abby is? No way. Why would that bother me? I'm glad she's found a committed partner. Who it is doesn't matter. Is there a genuine spark between them? They are, Liam, indeed. They share this home with me. They may even discuss getting married soon, in my opinion. Are you okay with that? Whoa. Is this not Abby's first true love, though? Are they hurrying it, perhaps? Just shaking her head, Sarah said, I don't think so. Abby is ecstatic to have you back and has transformed so much. Never stops grinning. Abby even started dancing so she could partner with Linda. It beyond all I could have requested. And Linda. Oh, Linda is honest, straightforward, bright, and full of life. She strives high. She makes a special effort to brighten Abby's day. She'll appeal to you. Linda and you are quite similar. There is no one Abby could have chosen better. Well, that's fantastic. What is Abby's grade in school? It's Abby, I see. She's killing it, slaying every task at hand. I sometimes think that she has it too easy, but Linda keeps her focused. As I said, Abby has never been more content. After talking more about Abby and Linda, Sarah inquired about Job. You're not being sent far away by them anymore, are you? Sarah, no. Henry, Mr. Avery offered me a promotion and a major role managing the transactions from here. It implies that I will travel, but just domestically. If you'd like, you could come with me. There are people who can handle my former work and the long flights. All I have to do is get settled here and get things going. Are you? Would you consider relocating here right now, or? We could need additional space. I haven't seen the whole of your house. Something substantial enough for occasional gatherings. Can we find another location, or are we obligated to stay here? I'm not certain. It takes me a little time to adjust to things again. You know, I don't want to simply go in and take over. Liam uttered. Liam, you have my entire life. I owe this place nothing at all. I'd adore working with you to find a new home. How about this? I have no doubt that Abby and Linda will be married. What if we both give them this location for their wedding and you pay off my debt here? For them, it would be an ideal first home. Would that be okay with you? I would, really. I purchased this apartment because I could pay for it quickly and I wanted to be prepared for anything that could arise once you returned. At first, Abby wasn't comfortable here, but now she feels at ease. She even knows the people who live next door, Sarah chuckled. The girls were overjoyed that he and Sarah were back together. Abby could not stop talking about having her family whole again. Linda had to reassure her a few times over dinner. Liam loved watching them together, smiling non-stop. That night, he felt truly at home. Sarah was extra loving, touching him any chance she got. This was new. Liam had always been the cuddly one, but now she couldn't help but stay close. Liam gave back every bit of warmth. It would take a month to close, so in the interim, they stayed at Sarah's and Lillian's, took weekend trips to small towns, and 2 weeks after Liam returned to Sarah's world, she and Lillian enjoyed a nice lunch out. Liam didn't move into Sarah's condo, he wanted their own place as soon as possible. Sarah agreed, and on the third day of looking, they found the perfect house. Liam made an offer in cash, and it was accepted. So, any updates? Sarah smiled down at Lillian. Sarah, not quite yet. It seems a little too soon. Would you honestly be alright with Liam being my child's father? Though I don't want to ruin your chances of reconciling with him, I do want children. Sarah laughed heartily. Lillian, don't worry. You are not obstructing our path. With me, Liam was frank and straightforward. He gave me the freedom to say yes, and I did. What I ought to have done for him, he did for me. It's unselfish of him to assist you, it's not about him. It's okay with me if you have his children. Sarah grinned and added, I'm really rather thrilled. Are you serious, Sarah? Indeed. I would ask Liam too if I could have more children. You, nevertheless, are unique. I'm glad he's taking care of you. As Aunt Sarah, I'll lavish them with attention. Sarah, I'm in shock. You seemed okay to Liam, but I wasn't sure. Lillian, trust me. I have no problem with him being the father. I even considered asking if I might be there for you two throughout your infertility journey. However, I didn't ask him. Are you serious? Would you want that? Yes, only to be a part of it, not to join. In my own manner, I would want to share it with you. Lillian said in a stunned tone, Sarah, you've changed. You've changed much from the previous year. I understand, correct. I lost the one guy I would ever love because I was so consumed with myself. I have a lot of time on my hands. Although I'm not flawless yet, I'm improving. I view what you and Liam are doing as a gift. It's not as if he's being unfaithful, because he isn't. Not at all. Liam wants to offer his longtime buddy, who is his genuine friend, something that she deserves and really desires. Well, Lillian, I wouldn't object at all if Liam continued to see you as his other lady. I could share him with you alone, but I have him back and I want to keep him. It won't take place, Sarah. I don't want a guy in my life, not even Liam, either full-time or part-time. Lillian's cheeks flushed hot. That could definitely be Maggie. Strange, eh? It will take some time, however. She'd want to have her army work done first. Thus, it's okay with me if Liam gives you babies. I'm hoping it works out for you. And you want to see it firsthand. Would you not like to participate, or even more than that? Sarah grinned once more. Lillian, I'm not sure. I may not say no if you both wanted me there, but it's also okay if not. It would be okay to just observe. I'm not envious either. Let Liam assist you in becoming a parent. Do I now sound crazy? With a little giggle, Lillian said, maybe not more than myself. I never gave being with a woman much consideration until meeting Maggie. Never. I sort kinda like it now. Liam is the only man I still like. You know how you've always terrified me. For the whole time I've known you, you've been the epitome of elegance, charm, and beauty. However, I never thought I would date you. I'm not sure now. Liam must say yes, but maybe I wouldn't mind having you with us. And you're coming along. I also wouldn't refuse that. It's up to Liam once again. Do we ask him? Would it truly be okay for you to watch him with me? I refuse to. Sincerely, I find the notion exciting. It chills me to the bone. Never will I want another guy. Lillian chuckled again, saying, no way. She is fully in favor of it. She's even mentioned it before. I believe it's the best course of action for us. Maggie wants you and Liam to be close, you see. We're her only family since she's never had many. She's happy that you and Liam are back together. Really? Just make sure she receives an invitation to the nuptials. She hopes you'll invite her because she wants to be there. Are you going to do that? Indeed. Send me a text with her address. I will quickly send the invitation. Lillian, I want to meet her. I'm curious to learn more about her. I owe her a great deal. After a little more talking, Liam finally agreed, but only at Lillian's place. The first time, Sarah just watched, really getting into it as she saw her man make Lillian come again and again. She refrained from jumping Liam on Lillian's bed the first time, but not the second. When Sarah went for him, that second time, Liam didn't have a chance. Lillian laughed as Sarah went crazy with Liam on Lillian's bed. By the time he was unconscious, Sarah continued until he slipped out of her, but she continued until he did. After that, Sarah felt guilty and apologized to Lillian for interfering. Lillian dismissed it with that was fantastic. She laughed and added, poor Liam, he's going to struggle to walk straight for days. Did he force you to come, Sarah? No, but I can wait. Sarah was quickly pinned to the bed by Lillian, who said, let me show you what I've picked up, Sarah. Sarah kept losing her mind over and again as Lillian dove into her, wanting to hold on to all of Liam's sperm within. When the three of them woke up the next morning and Lillian returned from the restroom, she had some news. I'm going to have a baby, Lillian said, displaying the home test to Sarah and Liam. Liam, you did it. They were all extremely pleased and showed it. Liam took care of Sarah and Lillian that day, they were all in love. Liam then made good on his word to distance himself from Lillian. Sarah asked him to remain with her, but he wanted to concentrate on Sarah alone at this point. His work was done. Maggie had indeed attended the wedding at the airport. She was taken aback when Abby rushed up to her, gave her a bear embrace, and expressed her gratitude for having brought her dad back safely. Before she could even register a thought, Sarah hugged her back. Maggie was a little unsure at first, but after a while she felt okay and said to Sarah, I hope you treat him well. When it was Liam's time, he gave Maggie a big embrace, saying, he needs your best, to which Sarah nodded. Maggie had been missing him a lot, and when Lillian greeted her, it went beyond just a hug. Get a room, Liam joked. Linda was also there, friendly but collected. Maggie was happier than ever. Abby was Liam's best man, and Lillian was Sarah's maid of honor. Following a brief celebration, Liam and Sarah traveled to Bermuda for their honeymoon, staying in a comfortable home and spending little time outside. After a year and a half, Abby and Linda got married. Sarah and Liam, who had given their condo to the girls, paid for their honeymoon. The girls chose a far-off place, Tahiti, for their romantic trip. A few moons later, Linda shared big news. She was going to have babies, thanks to doctors' help. She had twins. Lillian had 2 kids with Liam, both girls. Lillian picked the names, and Liam was cool with it. Sarah was there all the time, and they made the second baby in Sarah and Liam's room. A few times when Maggie came over, Sarah got them all to go have fun together. They did their best, but Liam couldn't keep up. Still, he was happy to be with Abby and Linda. 5 years had passed since Liam and Sarah's wedding, and the extended family gathered at their spacious home for a long-awaited reunion. The backyard bustled with activity as children played and adults caught up over drinks and barbecue. Liam stood at the grill, expertly flipping burgers while chatting with his son-in-law, Linda's brother Mark, who had recently joined the family. Sarah emerged from the house, carrying a tray of colorful mocktails. She paused to admire the scene before her, Abby and Linda cooing over their twins, now toddlers with boundless energy, Lillian's 2 daughters, the spitting image of Liam, building an elaborate sandcastle, and Maggie, looking relaxed in civilian clothes, deep in conversation with Lillian. As Sarah approached the group, Maggie stood up, clearing her throat. "Everyone, I have an announcement to make," she said, her voice carrying across the yard. The chatter died down as all eyes turned to her. "I've decided to leave the military, earlier than planned." A collective gasp rippled through the gathering. Liam raised an eyebrow, exchanging a puzzled glance with Sarah. This was unexpected. Maggie had always been dedicated to her career. "I've realized what's truly important," Maggie continued, reaching for Lillian's hand. "I want to settle down here, with Lillian and the girls. Help raise the children, be a proper family." Lillian's eyes widened in surprise, then filled with tears of joy. She pulled Maggie into a tight embrace as the family erupted in cheers and congratulations. As the excitement settled, Liam felt a tap on his shoulder. He turned to find Mr. Avery, his boss, who had joined the celebration. "Liam, can we talk privately for a moment?" he asked, his expression serious. They stepped away from the crowd, and Mr. Avery laid out an unexpected proposition. "We're expanding internationally, and I want you to head our new European division. It's a major promotion, but it would mean relocating to London for at least 3 years." Liam's mind raced. This was a tremendous opportunity, but it would mean uprooting their lives, leaving behind the family they'd worked so hard to bring together. He glanced back at Sarah, who was now playing with their grandchildren. Before he could respond, Sarah approached, sensing the weight of the conversation. "What's going on?" she asked, her eyes moving between Liam and Mr. Avery. Liam explained the situation, watching Sarah's face carefully for her reaction. To his surprise, she broke into a wide smile. "Liam, this is amazing. We should do it," she said without hesitation. "But what about everyone here? The family we've built?" Liam asked, torn between excitement and concern. Sarah squeezed his hand. "Our family is strong enough to handle a little distance. This is a chance for a new adventure together." As they rejoined the party to share the news, another drama was unfolding. Lillian's youngest daughter, Emma, suddenly collapsed, her small body racked with seizures. The joyous atmosphere instantly transformed into one of fear and urgency. Maggie's military training kicked in as she took charge, stabilizing Emma while Liam called for an ambulance. The following days were a blur of hospital visits, tests, and worried conversations. The family rallied around Lillian, taking turns to watch over Emma and care for her sister. It was during this crisis that Liam and Sarah's true strength as the family's foundation became apparent. They coordinated schedules, ensured everyone was fed and rested, and provided unwavering emotional support. As Emma began to recover, diagnosed with a manageable condition, the family breathed a collective sigh of relief. The experience had brought them even closer, reinforcing the bonds that held them together. Meanwhile, Abby and Linda were facing challenges of their own. The demands of their high-powered careers combined with raising twins were taking a toll. Liam and Sarah noticed the strain and stepped in, offering to watch the children several days a week. "We can't ask you to do that," Abby protested, "especially with your move to London coming up." "We're family," Liam said firmly. "This is what we do for each other." Inspired by the support they'd both given and received, Liam and Sarah began discussing ways to give back to the community. They decided to start a non-profit organization aimed at helping families in crisis, particularly those dealing with medical emergencies or work-life balance struggles. The entire family threw themselves into the project, using their various skills and connections to get the foundation off the ground. It became a labor of love that brought them even closer as they worked toward a common goal. As Liam and Sarah's anniversary approached, the children secretly planned a surprise celebration. On the day of the event, the couple was led blindfolded to the backyard, where they were greeted by a chorus of surprise from family and friends. Abby stepped forward, microphone in hand. "Mom, Dad," she began, her voice thick with emotion, "we wanted to take this moment to tell you how much you mean to all of us. Your love, your forgiveness, your strength, it's the glue that holds this beautiful, crazy family together." Tears flowed freely as each family member shared stories and expressed their gratitude. Even Maggie, usually stoic, found herself choked up as she thanked Liam and Sarah for welcoming her into their lives. As the party wound down, the family gathered around the fire pit, roasting marshmallows and discussing their dreams for the future. Liam and Sarah shared their plans for expanding the foundation's reach in London, while Abby and Linda talked about possibly adopting another child. Suddenly, a familiar voice cut through the conversation. "Room for one more." All heads turned to see Robert Lindstrom, Sarah's former lover, standing at the edge of the yard. A tense silence fell over the group. Sarah felt Liam stiffen beside her, but to everyone's surprise, he stood up and walked over to Robert, extending his hand. "It's been a long time," Liam said calmly. Robert nodded, looking uncomfortable. I came to apologize. To both of you? What I did was inexcusable, and I've carried that guilt for years." Sarah joined Liam, taking his hand. "Thank you for saying that, Robert. It means a lot to hear it." The family watched in amazement as Liam and Sarah engaged in a civil conversation with Robert, eventually inviting him to join them for a few minutes. It was a powerful demonstration of how far they'd come, of the healing that had taken place. As the evening drew to a close and guests departed, Liam and Sarah found themselves alone on the porch swing, looking out at the starry sky. "Did you ever imagine we'd end up here?" Sarah asked, nestling into Liam's side. Liam chuckled, wrapping his arm around her. "Not in my wildest dreams. But I wouldn't change a thing." Sarah looked up at him, her eyes shining. "Even the hard parts?" "Especially the hard parts," Liam said softly. "They made us who we are today. They gave us this incredible family." As they sat in comfortable silence, reflecting on their journey, both felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. For second chances, for forgiveness, for the beautiful, complex tapestry of love they had woven together. The future stretched out before them, full of new adventures and challenges. But Liam and Sarah knew that whatever came their way, they would face it together, surrounded by the strength and love of the family they had built.